I might just stand behind you, is that cool? Yeah.
Yes. These happy, jovial, phlegm-filled men
Oh, yes.
are the icons of filth.
So I'm allowed. Fleming, Coffin Bob.
You just live up to the name. And speaking of that, you guys are from Wales.
Yeah.
And I would like you to please don't do the interview in Welsh.
No.
But we'd like some greetings or such in Welsh.
Crusio.
Crusio.
Crusio is welcome.
I can't speak a word.
We know little bits, you know. We're from Cardiff, like, you know, Cardiff's, you know, mainly English speaking, but, you know, you got to do Welsh in school, so you pick up, you know, pick up bits.
Okay, I will ask, there's that one famous, very long named town.
I think he can say it.
Yes, I can.
Real.
Please.
Yeah. Llanfairpwll Gringos, got to get a wind drop out. Llandysilion, go, go, go!
We all know the go, go, go.
Yeah.
Not all
That's
of us
what they
know
call
the
it, go, go, go for short.
And we will put that on the screen so you guys can all try and pronounce it yourselves.
Good luck.
Yeah, good
Get
luck.
drunk first and have a mouthful of spit.
Yeah.
You got to, is that?
Yeah.
Because two L's is like a TH.
Yes. Well, I speak a bit of Swiss German, so I'm very used to the type sounds. So I may be able to speak Welsh.
Fantastic.
Hey.
Well, we just need to get drunk first and let's go.
That's it.
Yeah.
Give me a few drinks and then I can try and speak Welsh. Is that what you two need?
Yeah, much more. And then I'm still not even close.
I could get drunk and I still couldn't speak.
So you're Welsh, but you can't speak it.
My going to teach me Welsh, so she learns it.
Okay.
You guys have been going forever, but yet not. Starts and stops, starts
This
and
guy's been
stops.
going forever.
But that's an original. You're the fossil?
Fossil. Yeah, well,
Unexpected,
yeah.
really.
1980 was it?
Yeah.
1980.
It's around
We
eight.
started, yeah.
Mock Death.
Under different names,
It was
and
Mock
different
Death
lineups.
first, and then it was Atomic Filth. We did, there was a demo going around of Atomic Filth, but the masters were, you know, I think they just crumbled or whatever, and they wasn't salvageable, which, you know, would have been cool to, you know, to
Been great to have heard now and to release now.
just, you know, because of where the band started, like, you know. Like I wasn't even with them when they were Atomic Filth. Me and Stig used to live together, and we should travel around, you know, hitching around, following Crust. You know, so, you know, I was just like, you know, I was their roadie, and I ended up on the bass, like, you know.
So you were a roadie and then you became the bass player.
Yep.
How did that happen?
Because their bass player didn't want to. They were going in the studio to do Not My Majesty's Secret Service, so, you know, I was a drummer anyway, so I just, Daffy sat there very patiently, and, you know, I'd done the Sid Vicious School of Bass playing. And so we just, you know, on a coach up to London, just sat there going over the songs, and then, you know, sort of got through it.
It all came together.
Yeah, it all come together. You know, that was fun, and that was my introduction to the bass.
And then you just plowed through and now you're...
No, now I'm the drummer, because, you know,
We had a few
We've
different
had a
lineups
spread,
over the
yeah.
years, but we had a reshuffle,
yeah.
a recent get together, you know.
Back
and,
in 2000, we had a second guitarist. We had Pete Rose, who played with In the Shit and Spite. Yeah, great guy. And you know, obviously once we lost Stig, we didn't do anything for
10 years.
10 years.
And I'm taking it that was a really tough thing because it was such a sudden, unfortunate death. And you guys were with him when it happened.
We all just all stood around him and over him, and it was fucked up.
What you do.
And it's not a day go by we don't think of him. So, but he went out on his shield. He went out singing.
Yeah.
So
he went out doing what he loved. And
he did. You know, his words were everything to him. Like, you know, his words are very important. If he was going to, you know, anyone for the fanzine, you know, he wouldn't have done this now. You know, he'd have asked you to send him questions, and he would have heard from him 6 weeks later, because he would have. No, but it's like his words can be you know, taken out of context, text and things like that. You know, Stig was all about his words, like, so they had to, you know, they had to be right.
Yeah. He wanted to make sure that what he said was being understood and was out there.
You know, he was very eloquent, like, for, you know, like he was like a professor, you know, like, you know, he wasn't, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, read you on your stinking ward, you know, he'd write a bloody book, you know.
That's reflected in the whole ethos of the band and from then.
You know, with Stig, it started off, they were poems, you know, and it was said that Stig and Daffy were the Lennon and McCartney of the punk world. Just like, you know, Daffy would just come up with a riff, and then he would, right, I got the words for that. When we were recording Nostradamus, I was mucking about, you know, pretending I was Lemmy, as you do when you're a bass player.
Of course you do.
You know, we just having a little jam, and then he was like, I come up with a riff, and then he's like, oh, that's good, blah blah blah. And within 5 minutes, we had a song fast and loose. You know, that it just, you know, but he always, once he heard a tune, he seemed to know where the words would fit. You know,
it clicked with him, and he and speaking of him, I understand that his son came back and sang a little bit with the band for a while.
Yeah, Calvin, yeah. It was, you know, he done, because we wanted to do a memorial gig, you know, after 10 years, and it just seemed fitting, you know, but like, he got his own band, Grand Collapse, and Fair Dues,
They are brilliant. In fact, I only found out tonight that was Stig's son, because I've been telling everyone, got to see these guys. I saw them a few years ago in up here in Manchester, and I've been over the moon about them and haven't seen them since.
There's some great young Welsh bands coming through at the moment, you know, and them and Pizza Tramp got to be, you know,
Pizza Tramp.
They got to be the best two bands. Well, I filled in a couple of gigs for them on the drums, like, so it was fantastic. They just mental, but like Grand Collapse, you know, it's, you know, they got that youth, they got the anger. They're great. We love them.
So they're the modern day version of Icons, would you say?
Yeah.
Keeping it up, keeping it going.
Chip off the old block, like he's a good, he's a great frontman in his own right, you know.
That's, I think the Icons always had that. You know, they were like, they could, you know, Daffy can play guitar, like, do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's maybe where you get, they're all really good musicians.
You start a band and just
practice with the Oppressed in Ducky's house, wasn't it? Yeah. Practice with the Oppressed, you know, in Cardiff, you know, when the Oppressed, you know, Roddy, when he started the Sharps, you know, movement in Cardiff, like he wasn't the first one to start the, you know, Sharp movement, because it was already.
It was going, but
happening, but he brought it to, you know, to Cardiff, because that was, you know, back in the day, all the skinheads used to come to the gigs with us. We were all degenerate little fuckers, and we had, you know, we had nothing, you know. So it was the music that, you know, brought us all together. You know, obviously, when the 80s come, and then music split, you know, it went, you know, the punk. When you either went new romantic, down a new romantic route, or it went to the hardcore route, like with Discharge and Exploited, and you know, all the other, you know, good bands like that.
Yes.
You know, and it became, you know, a little bit faster, and then of course we had Crust. Yes. So, you know, like the Sex Pistols sang about anarchy, but yeah, no,
it was manufactured anarchy, really. Crust was proper anarchy.
Yeah. Well, it just, you know, it's like the best. Everyone hated school, but like listening to them, because they were all very intelligent, they were lovely people, like, you know, and just listening to them, and it was just like, you know, they made sense, you know, they put words to how you felt, but you couldn't express it yourself, like, you know, and it was like, open your fucking eyes, you know, it was, open your fucking eyes.